Hello everyone and welcome to SQL Bits 2020. My name is Sandra Marine and I will be your guide in the journey to find the right Azure certification for you. Today, I want to show you how Azure certifications can help you ensure that you or your team have the skills needed to meet the challenges of today's cloud-based digital world. To understand Azure certifications, you need to know three things. How building the right skills in Azure can help you embrace digital transformation. How the Microsoft Learn offering works and the role of Azure certifications as part of it. How to identify the right certifications based on your current role or your anticipated future role. Plus, the breadth of resources available to help you and your team prepare for certifications. To set context, let's start with the role of the Microsoft Cloud in digital transformation. Our goal at Microsoft is to empower every individual and organization on the planet to achieve more. In the next revolution, growth is being driven by technology. Our integrated cloud approach creates an unmatched platform for digital transformation. We address the real-world needs of customers by seamlessly integrating Microsoft 365, Dynamics 365, and Azure to unlock business value for every organization, from large enterprises to family-run businesses. The backbone and foundation of this three-cloud approach is Azure. Now, digital transformation is never a one-size-fits-all scenario. But if you think of it as a journey with incremental steps toward a long-term goal, it becomes a much less intimidating proposition. There are many examples of digital transformation among our Azure customers. A large retail company empowering its employees and meeting its customers' needs. A small restaurant creating custom machine learning models to better serve its customers. Or a manufacturing company training frontline workers and empowering them through cutting-edge technology like HoloLens. Organizations that have embraced digital transformation have seen significant benefits, including increased agility, products getting to market faster, improved efficiencies, or reduced costs. So when you think, why Azure? It's because we can enable anyone from any background and any company to do more and achieve more, and ultimately to invent with purpose. And that's how we feel about Azure. We want to invent with purpose in how we think about what we deliver to you, but also we want to enable you to invent with purpose. And we do this in a number of key ways. Let's look more closely at these key promises to you, especially at what Azure can deliver and how we will help you along the way. First, we are going to make sure that we have technology that meets your needs, not only today, but also tomorrow. The cloud is moving fast. Every week, a new technology is coming out. So it's about meeting new capabilities now and investing in those in the horizon. From the Internet of Things to artificial intelligence to quantum computing. From a developer perspective, it's about being able to build on your own terms with the frameworks, the tools, and the operating system that you want to help ensure that you have the freedom and flexibility to work successfully and to deploy your application with quality and confidence every time. Technology is sitting in the public cloud, in the data center, on edge devices, all running in a holistic way in a seamless environment. That seamless environment is essential. Otherwise, running that way is going to be expensive, hard, and insecure. And then there is trust. Nothing is more important than trust, particularly when you are talking about the cloud. It's about addressing and meeting your security and compliance goals. These are the promises that Azure can offer you as you invest in your organization's digital transformation. If you haven't looked at Azure in a while, you might be surprised to see what we have these days. Here's a high-level map of the class of services that we offer. We currently have more than 200 products and services on Azure. You will notice we have extended to the edge. Azure gives you the ability to run application code in the cloud, but also in a consistent way in the edge. Whether you are using Azure Stack or Azure Sphere, all the way to HoloLens and our mixed reality capabilities. These are powerful edge devices that work in connection with the cloud. You will see that we offer dev tools, DevOps, and great innovation to the core infrastructure and PaaS services. And not to mention all the great products and services around databases, data, and analytics. This is a high-level overview of the scope of what Azure as a platform and service can do for you. Now, how you can be sure that you have the skills you need for this tech intensity. The first element in tech intensity is tech capability. Of course, you need essential skills to build on those. If you have the latest skills and capability, you can be more innovative. Because you can be more innovative, you gain a competitive advantage, whether that be speed to market, new features, or an entirely new way of looking at problems that can be solved with technology. When you have tech capability, it's easier to adopt new technology. And now you are in the game because you have tech confidence. Notice that everything starts with having the right skills. Without this, you've got nowhere to go, nothing to build on. It is the technical skill that sets you free, that enables you to be a successful professional or a successful organization in this fast-paced moving world. Skills build confidence, and confidence drives productivity, innovation, and growth. So let's take a look at how Azure certifications can build skills intensity. Without the right talent in your company, in your organization, you cannot meet today's demand. Azure certifications are designed to validate technical knowledge and ability in current and in future industry job roles. This means they can help you ensure that you have the right talent. Azure certifications enable IT professionals, developers, and data and AI professionals to validate that they have the necessary skills to cover all the aspects of digital transformation, from managing on-premises, hybrid, or cloud infrastructure to innovating with the best-in-class applications, and to supporting those apps and infrastructure with data and analytics, all with the proper security considerations. Let's take a closer look at the Azure certifications for these technical professionals. Here is a view of the complete Azure certification portfolio. You can see we have a variety of certifications across fundamentals, role-based, and specialties. We're going to go in detail on each one of them in a moment, but I want to tell you now that some of our certifications are more suited for IT professionals. Some are better for developers. Some are better for data and AI professionals. However, many of our certifications are a good fit for more than one technical audience or profession. Let's look at this portfolio closer to help you understand and decide on the right certifications for you or for your team. We are going to review what is available depending on your professional profile. Let's start with data and AI professionals because this is the SQL Bits event. These are the certifications we recommend to validate skills required to support apps and infrastructure with data and analytics. I'm going to start with the Azure Data Engineer Associate. This certification validates the skills required to design and implement end-to-end data solutions using the full stack of Azure data services. This includes relational, structured, and unstructured data storage, data processing, and more. Next, the Azure Database Administrator Associate. This certification validates the skills required to plan, implement, design, optimize, and operate hybrid and cloud data platform solutions using Microsoft SQL Server and Azure Data Services. The Data Analyst Associate certification is all about data and analytics and visualization. It validates the skills required to prepare, model, visualize, and analyze data using Microsoft Power BI. And the Azure Data Scientist Associate. This certification is one of our artificial intelligence specific certifications, AI. This data scientist certification validates the skills needed to create and use machine learning models with Azure. This certification isn't to prove that you are a data scientist, but to show that you can apply data science using Azure. The Azure AI Engineer Associate certification is the second one in our AI portfolio. This certification lives in the intersection of apps and data and AI. So this certification is good for developers or for data and AI professionals. And it validates the skills needed to embed artificial intelligence capabilities into apps. This includes cognitive services, natural language processing, and conversational AI. Azure Solutions Architect, this is an expert level certification. And as an Azure Solutions Architect, we prove that you have the skills to design end-to-end solutions for Azure, considering all the aspects for infrastructure, applications, data, security, and more. It is the most comprehensive certification, and because it covers all the aspects of a solution, is suitable for IT professionals, for developers, and for data and AI professionals. Now, let's review Azure certifications for developers. These certifications are designed to validate the skills that developers need to innovate with best-in-class applications. The first certification is the obvious one for developers, Azure Developer Associate. This certification is about the skills required to build, maintain, and optimize Azure apps using Azure first-party or third-party services. The second certification for developers is a specialty certification, the Azure IoT Developer Specialty. This one is focused on creating IoT solutions and all the skills required to implement, optimize, manage, and operate a full Azure IoT solution, including devices. It also validates skills to process and manage the data generated by those devices. So it's pretty comprehensive to an end-to-end IoT solution. We already mentioned and talked about the Azure AI Engineer certification and how it's a great fit for both developers and data and AI professionals. The same goes for the Azure Solutions Architect, which we already explained that is good for IT pros, developers, and data and AI pros. So I want to focus now on the DevOps Engineer Expert certification. A critical step in IT is securing continuous integration and continuous delivery. This DevOps Engineer Expert is the certification that addresses this capability. This is an expert level certification and is the only certification in the Azure portfolio that actually has a prerequisite. To earn a DevOps Engineer Expert certification, first, you must have an Azure Administrator or an Azure Developer certification. This certification is good for both developers and IT professionals, IT pros. So now let's go and review certifications for IT pros. These are the certifications we recommend to validate the skills that IT pros need to build, deploy, and manage on-premises, hybrid, or cloud infrastructure solutions. The first one is Azure Administrator Associate. This we recommend for cloud administrators or hybrid cloud administrators. This certification is about the skills to implement, monitor, and manage Azure solutions, including all aspects of compute, storage, network, and security. I must have mentioned before that all Azure certifications include a security component. Azure Security Engineer Associate is a deep dive into security controls and threat protection. This certification is all about identity and access, security across data, applications, hybrid and cloud networks, and end-to-end infrastructure. It's everything security. This certification is a nice complement to the Azure Administrator Associate one that we were talking about before. Next, I want to talk about another specialty certification, and this one is Azure for SAP Workloads. This certification is designed for SAP architects with extensive experience building, deploying, migrating, and operating SAP solutions on Azure. We already mentioned DevOps Engineer and Azure Solutions Architect as our two expert level certifications and suitable for IT pros, developers, and solutions architect is also good for data and AI professionals. So you probably have heard other certifications, and I talk about fundamentals certifications before. So let's focus on that one a little bit. In the Microsoft certification portfolio, our fundamentals certifications validate foundational understanding of Microsoft technologies. So in our case, the fundamentals certifications for Azure validate that you got the right foundations. And we have three fundamentals certifications. One is Azure Fundamentals. If you are just starting on Azure, or if you are even a cloud beginner, we recommend that you consider the Azure Fundamentals certification to validate your foundational knowledge of cloud services and how Azure provides those services. You can use this certification as preparation for all the other role-based or fundamentals or specialty certifications, but this is not a pre-requirement for any of them, but it's a good preparation to cover your basics. Now, if you are getting started in the artificial intelligence AI world, don't miss the Azure AI Fundamentals. This certification is about to demonstrating your knowledge of common machine learning and AI workloads and how to implement those workloads with Azure. You don't need to be a technical professional for this certification, but some general programming knowledge will help, but you are not required to have any data science or software engineer knowledge to go for the Azure AI Fundamentals. Our third fundamentals certification for Azure is Azure Data Fundamentals. If you are looking to grow your cloud database expertise, if you are a developer or a data and AI professional beginning to work with data in the cloud, this is a great starting point. This Azure Data Fundamentals certification can help you prove knowledge of core data concepts and how they are implemented using Azure Data Services. There is another certification here that I like to recommend, even though it's not part of the Azure certification portfolio. The reason I like to recommend this one, the Power Platform Fundamentals certification, is because it is a good knowledge foundation for data analysts and for developers. This Power Platform Fundamentals certification validates understanding of core capabilities of the Microsoft Power Platform, including Power Apps and Power BI. So this is a great view of all our certification portfolio for Azure, and hopefully you have a good view depending on your profile or your profession or your team structure, which certification or certifications apply for you better. But now let's switch gears and let me quickly explain how we approach learning at Microsoft. At Microsoft, we develop learning experiences that identify new and emerging job roles so that you have the skills you need to be prepared in this tech-intensive world. The first step is to understand the roles that are needed for digital transformation and what people in those roles must know, what skills they should have. So we perform what we call the job task analysis. So this is a process when we use our own knowledge and technology expertise, and we listen to the market, what they are asking for. We listen to our customers, to our partners, people like yourself, and we seek support from external experts and analysts to understand the roles needed, the skills needed, and what roles are needed for digital transformation. And then we always align this role definition to meet industry and market needs. So we have skills and capabilities that are the real ones needed for the job. We have followed this process to design and create all those certifications that I was talking about before. We did a job task analysis for each one of them to clearly define the skills and capabilities needed for the jobs required for digital transformation. And this effort is not only used to define our certifications and our exams. This effort sets the blueprint for all the learning content that we create. So everything is aligned to help you succeed in a digital first world. Microsoft offers many training options, so you can choose to learn in a style that fits you best. These learning experiences help you to be ready for the job and to prepare for certification if you like. Our collection of learning experiences supports the complete learning journey, and all these experiences can be combined for optimal results. So you can use self-paced learning to build practical job skills with easily accessible free learning paths. Or you can attend training events to get a unique upskilling experience, from traditional presentation-based conference to hands-on coding experiences. You can also attend in-depth instructor-led training, either virtually or in person. This instructor-led training is offered by Microsoft Learning Partners, and they use Microsoft official courseware. You can use all of these training options to build your foundation for skills validation and recognition with Microsoft certifications. These 4 pillars are the foundation for Microsoft Learn. We already review certifications, and you heard me talking about fundamentals and role-based on a specialty when I was explaining each one of them. So I just want to summarize the specifics on each one of these types of certifications and how each one of them validates different aspects of your ability to use technology to solve business problems. I want to mention that Microsoft certifications focus on assessing how you apply what you know to solve real business challenges. We redesigned testing to evaluate the ability to solve problems, integrating information from multiple sources, implementing solutions within business constraints, and achieve specific business outcomes. Our exams and certifications emphasize your ability to demonstrate skills rather than just answering questions about skills. And our certifications have performance-based labs. And those labs map to what you do every day. And they show how you use the technology in your daily job. So we have fundamentals certifications that validate foundational understanding of Microsoft technologies. They are a springboard into deeper role-based or specialty learning paths and certifications. You don't need any experience to go for fundamental certifications. Role-based certifications focus on solutions rather than on products, and they validate technical skills required to perform industry job roles on Microsoft platforms and technologies. Specialty certifications validate deep technical skills and the ability to manage industry solutions, including third-party solutions on or with Microsoft platforms. So this is how we, if you remember, we talk about IoT and SAP as part of our certification, specialty certification portfolio. Certification is a key component of a learning culture, not only as a proof of skills and expertise, but with real benefits to your career. We've been talking about certifications and how Azure certifications can help you grow your confidence and expertise, but there are practical implications around this. IT professionals overwhelmingly report better job effectiveness after achieving a new certification. They are able to implement efficiencies, faster performance, improve and increase industry knowledge. Certifications help you stand out in a very competitive job market. Certified professionals get recognized, and their expertise is more sought after within their own organizations. Certifications help you increase your salary. Certified professionals think that Microsoft Azure certifications are an important factor when it comes to increasing earning potential. So yes, certification is important or should be important for you as a professional. But what about companies? Well, globally recognized and industry-endorsed certifications are the best way to prove or validate that a person has the skills to do the job. Here's a sobering stat. 60% of IT decision makers believe that a skills gap costs their employees between 3 and 8 hours per week. Imagine a whole day lost every week for every employee just because they haven't been trained to have the skills they need. So let's take a look at role-based certifications and how they help to solve this. IT professionals who achieve relevant role-based certifications perform on average 26% better than their uncertified colleagues with the same responsibilities. These employees add value with increased productivity, faster troubleshooting, and fewer skills gaps. They are not losing time, they are gaining time. They are more productive, more efficient in their roles, and they bring more creative solutions to complex technical problems. And this is valued by employers and by companies. Most employers believe that IT certifications save time and resources while they are evaluating new candidates. Certification simplifies talent identification and recruiting, making the screening process easier and helping to distinguish individuals. So they are willing to invest in hiring certified employees, but also in helping their employees to get certified. Now that we have explored our certifications and how this is an opportunity to think about starting your certification journey, let's focus on all the resources that we have available to help you prepare. We have a lot of resources. If you want to explore in detail what I have covered today, these Azure certifications, these certification resources can help. We have an informative blog series, a helpful video, and a detailed poster. But to help you prepare, we have official curriculum. I mentioned this before. For every one of our certifications, or if you are getting trained for the job, you will always find Microsoft official courses. This is content developed directly by Microsoft and is delivered by Microsoft Learning partners. This is what we use in our instructor-led training. This is taught by Microsoft certified trainers. These official courses are designed based on the same blueprint that we use to create our certifications exams, if you remember when I was explaining the process. So you know that if you take this Microsoft official course, you'll be prepared for the job and it will help you in your preparation for the certification. Additionally, every certification has free online training on Microsoft Learn. So you will find interactive learning combining short step-by-step tutorials and browse-based coding and scripting environments. And for Azure, Microsoft Learn includes labs with a free sandbox environment. In fact, you don't need an Azure subscription to do most of the labs that you find in Microsoft Learn, most of the Azure labs that you find in Microsoft Learn. Additional resources to help you develop technical skills and prepare for Microsoft certifications if you are in that journey. We have official practice tests, Microsoft certified official practice tests. So if you want to give it a try, to have a trial run of what presenting an exam feels like, go try one of these. These are provided and offered by our partner Measure App. Other resources that should be in your favorites to support your skilling on Azure include Microsoft Docs, in-depth product documentation and guidance. The Azure Developer Guide is a must for developers. And for architects, the Azure Architecture Center, the Azure Well Architecture Framework, and the Microsoft Cloud Adoption Framework for Azure. All these resources are available, are free, and they offer guidance and in-depth documentation for everything Azure, for all roles, administrators, developers, architects, data professionals, AI professionals, IT pros. So you will have a good set of resources here to go and complement your training. And there are some other ways to stay connected with us and up to date on what is new and what is happening around Microsoft training and certification. So I recommend the blog, the Microsoft Learn blog and the Microsoft Learn community. I mentioned we have a specific Azure series in this blog. It's the same blog. And if you want to stay up to date on everyday basis, check out our or join us, follow our Twitter account and our LinkedIn account, Microsoft Learn. And if you want to take a look at more certifications beyond Azure, what is available for Microsoft Dynamics or for Power Platform or for Microsoft 365, Go and take a look at the Microsoft certifications poster. You will see a complete view of the Microsoft certifications portfolio. There is one additional thought about preparing for Microsoft certifications. Remember that I say that our certifications focus on assessing how you apply technology, how you apply what you know to solve real business challenges. All these resources that you see here can help you reinforce your knowledge. But if you are going to do our certifications and our exams, make sure that you have real life experience with the role and with the platform. Except for fundamentals, our role-based and specialty certifications will require real life experience. I want to leave you with a few final thoughts. Every company and every person has a unique journey. Your organization's digital transformation journey will define your own learning journey. Depending on your business goals, on your professional goals, you might identify different skilling needs. Some members of your team or yourself might need foundational understanding of the technology. You might need people on your team, or you might need skills that are specific to be successful in your role or in your job. Or you might be starting a new project that requires to use and combine multiple technologies to deliver the best solution. These are different needs, different learning goals. So you need to identify where you are and what you want to achieve. Once you have identified your learning and skilling needs, you can create the learning plan for you or for your team. And you can combine all these different learning experiences that we have available to support you. You can combine them and you can start your journey. You can do self-paced online training on Microsoft Learn, or you can attend training events. You can attend instructor-led training with any of our multiple Microsoft Learning partners. And you can opt for certification for you or for your team. It's your journey. It's your plan. Technical skilling is critical for your digital transformation, and we are here to help you. Microsoft is committed to help you or your team develop the technical abilities you need to support your organization goals in today's cloud-based digital world. We are excited to share this learning journey with you. I want to thank you for sharing this time with me. I hope this was a valuable investment of your time, and hope to see you soon at a Microsoft event or at the next SQL Bits event. Thank you very much, and looking forward to connecting with you again.